Okay, so I'm putting some fence panels in. I thought I was doing a pretty good job of it, and then I realized I made a mistake. Can you spot it? Can you see the mistake? Yes, I've got the panels going one way. This way they're sloping down. This way they're sloping up. So I've got to take those two panels off. I had to notch this little corner here. Hope it's going to work when I flip it around over onto that side. So, bugger. Interesting thing about this job up here is we got a big tree up here. So I'm gonna see if I can frame a little opening for the tree. Maybe I can use one of the old panels as a template. So they're not really bad. That's a new one there, pointing the right direction. So now I got to flip these over, start again. Oh well, life's a beach, and it's not a beach today in England. I tell you, it's chilly as all get out. It's just about temperature where you have to have gloves on, otherwise the hands get too cold. Okay, this is part 2 of my fencing job. Now, I notice also there's another reason for reversing them over, that this lip here is quite a bit different on the other side. This is the other side of it, so this looks a lot better. This is what confused me earlier today when I was looking at these fence panels. I saw this big thing here, and I remembered it being the other way. Now, so I never realized that there's a better side altogether rather than they just go up and down. So that's something to consider when you do your fences. Now, what happened a minute ago, I was trying to take this screw out. Now I know these are brand new screws, so I was trying to take it out and it started stripping, so I thought stop right there, because I didn't want to have to deal with trying to get this screw out of there, knowing even with my DeWalt saw it's hard to cut these damn screws. So what did I do? It's real simple. I went and got a different bit. I got some brand new ones in the car, put a brand new bit in there, took it right out. So when things start skipping and stripping, you know, when you're screwing in, it's time for a new bit. So now I can get on with fixing my cock up. And I learned a couple of things there. I never thought there was that much difference. I thought they just went up and down one way or the other. So now I know. What I call the sawzall, or reciprocating saw, with a bimetal wood blade on it. Looks like it's getting worn out pretty good, but if there's only little nails in here, you can just take your saw and just go. When you're cutting this, you want to cut as close to the post as you can so you don't leave anything sticking out. If you cut it on the other side, you could there still is little stickers. So you got to be careful with those. And then it came in real handy a minute ago when this vine was all tangled up in here. So I just cut that right off like that. It doesn't work very good on screws. If you really want to cut screws, you'll have to get an expensive metal cutting blade. So I took the screws out that were in the top. So nails, it works good. Screws, not so good. Okay, well that's the reciprocating saw for today. Now, one of the problems you come to is they come unnailed on the fence panels here. So I've got some screws that are just long enough to get through and not long enough to stick out on the other side. And what I've been doing is, in a couple of places here and there, I'll just go ahead and shove a couple of screws in, a couple here and there, nailing on the fat part where that is on there. So you just have to be careful, and a couple of screws now saves you trouble in the future. Okay, got a problem with this last one. It's real tight on this side. And you can see on this other post I got room. If I follow that up, I can see it's hitting up here. So I could cut a little bit of that off, nice and tight over here. I'll cut that little bit of that off up here first, and then see how much that gives me. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take my saw and cut down that line right there. So I got a new blade on. Now, I don't know if that did much. I think I got to run the blade down there next. It's too much fighting it. So that's a two-hand job. And I got my stools here so I can sit there and make a nice comfortable cut. Yes, the old Turbo Gold from Screwfix on sale. Nice having a selection so where you need it. Now, just going around this tree, I did a quick little framing job of what to do. Oh, I'm glad I came over here because I need to measure that piece. That's how much the wood stretched. So that's the other side of the little framing job. I'll do it a bit nicer, but still give it lots of clearance on that so that it doesn't screw it up. So I just got to get the piece of that. And it looks pretty good now that I got the panels going in the right direction, facing the right direction. Like I say, I never knew that this side was a lot better side than that side because it just doesn't have the same finish for some reason. I don't see how that is, but it is what it is. And that's all, folks.